A week ago, a scandal erupted in which Nancy Pelosi was told to do a new bipartisan bill to get us to the finish line. She didn't, and today she introduces exactly the same bill and details she's been pushing for upwards of 3 months. A $2.4 trillion inflated partisan bill. So what is my reaction? I went to the casino last night. Ran into Sir Lloyd, the lobbyist for the cows, who got the stimulus package for the cows before us. And I said, Sir Lloyd, what do you think about what's happening today with Nancy Pelosi? Do you think it's realistic? Pelosi thinks that the stimulus package is going to get approved right away. Do you think that's realistic? He turned to me and said, you're talking to a cow. You're asking me what's realistic? Is she pulling our leg? No, but she might be pulling your udder. Well, I just, and she says she's meeting with Mnuchin around the clock, 30-something meetings in a few days. What is she churning out? Well, she is churning out something. But let's hope it's not $12 ice cream, because I won't be eating her anything she's churning out anytime soon. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Mornings LALATE. Hope you're good and safe. It's a Monday morning. You made it through the weekend. I'm here. You're here. Your cat, your dog, your llama. Over the weekend, we added some new viewers. Pete the Peacock, 27 years old, loves this channel and runs in every time he hears my voice. This is in addition to Lady the Dragon, my guinea pig, and a new rabbit. If you have pets that run into the room and watch this channel every time I come on, love to hear from them and you as well. This is every morning at 8:30 Pacific Standard Time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, with breaking, exciting, shocking news as we start a Monday morning. This video will go over major developments. First, Wall Street believes that a stimulus package deal is going to be done this week. Oh my goodness. The stock market is dramatically up. U.S. equities, especially on hopes that a COVID-19 relief fund will be done shortly, and literally shortly in the next day or two. This is insanely great news. Second, I'll be going over national reaction to what's going on. Local news stations across the country are reporting to their viewers that they believe the stimulus checks will be coming to you shortly because they believe this package is going to get done. Third, I'll be going over those really sort of strange comments for the Temple Doom, which were nothing but Temple Doom. They were anti-Temple Doom, overly confident by Speaker Pelosi, believing that her deal is imminent. Next, I'll go over Mnuchin and what he's doing. Additionally, I have shocking developments about hazard pay in the scope of Uber drivers. Major court victory. Finally, I'm beginning to see some incredible comments. But this is going to be an incredible, great day. We're trying to reach 280,000 subscribers. We're currently ranking number one this morning, so it's a great morning to work up to. If you've not subscribed to this channel, please do. Go to the Furnished channel and subscribe. This is the most watched stimulus channel, and trust me, this week is going to be jammed-packed. So you need to subscribe and hit that alert button in the Furnished channel so you can alert when a new video goes live. There is going to be a lot of major twists by the hour here. I will additionally be dropping any announcements in the community section of this channel as soon as something goes live. Also, like this video. It helps in the algorithm so that the videos appear higher in the ranking. This morning we're ranking number one with last night's evening's LALATE video. All right, let's get to the shocking developments. First, Wall Street believes, this is the breaking news as we start the new day on a Monday morning, Wall Street believes that a stimulus package deal is happening. Oh my goodness. This is from Market Watch. U.S. stocks opened sharply higher Monday on hopes for an additional COVID-19 stimulus package and after strong economic Chinese data as well. Next, another report out of CNBC said investors bid up shares, that's the stocks, on Monday on the belief that a vaccine and an economic comeback are coming. This is based upon the belief that a stimulus package is coming. Who was the first to report this to you? Me. On Sunday, I said that futures, which indicate where trading is about to happen, that has not had yet happened, for oil and gas, were sharply up on belief that a stimulus package is happening. Now, what does this mean for you? Generally, Wall Street has indicators, they're assuming it's not inside trading, but they have indicators before us as to when things are happening. And now we have two different sections of the U.S. economy, both the stock market and the futures on oil and gas believing that a stimulus package is happening. What do they not know that what did they know that we don't know? Next, let's go to reaction across the country. Local news stations across the country are reporting to their viewers this morning that another round of stimulus checks is likely or imminently coming to them. A new report this morning, published minutes ago from KXLY of Spokane, reports that stimulus checks could be coming and may be coming. That's the lead title, the lead story as they're waking up the new morning. Get ready for new stimulus checks. What do they know? Meantime, a new report and poll from NPR and the Harvard School of Business found that 33% of Americans say they have used up all their savings and that they need stimulus right now. This is on the news of 870,000 new jobless claims last Thursday. Not a good number. And the number of jobless claims in the West have absolutely shot up. Next, let's turn to those incredibly strange comments from Speaker Pelosi on Sunday. Appearing on CNN, the Temple of Doom herself was anything but the Temple of Doom. Given the nickname for her consistent negative disposition about everything stimulus, she came out the antithesis, saying, I think it's going to get done. I think it's going to get done. Get ready for a new thing in the mail and get ready to put something in your bank account. What? Maybe the cows gave her some really good $12 ice cream. The question as we start the new morning is, what will the new stimulus package from Nancy Pelosi be called? It's going to start with an H, you know that. It's not heroes, it's not heels. She named stimulus packages like Kardashians, named kids. What do you think Nancy Pelosi's new stimulus bill should be called? Go to hell? The hemp bill, named after AOC. Halibut, just for the halibut of it. Yeah, the Mitch McConnell bill. What do you think Nancy Pelosi's new stimulus bill should be called? Drop in the comments below, and I love to see them, and I might feature them in tonight's recording. I want to know what you would name Nancy Pelosi's new bill and put an H in the front of it. Now, this is what Pelosi said on Sunday morning news, and maybe it was before dawn and she had still not woken up. She wasn't really quite clear what she was doing. But she said, I've had a conversation with the administration, and it's in good faith, the Trump administration. I trust Steve Mnuchin to represent something that can reach a solution. I believe we can come to an agreement. Lord, I think we have a chance to get something done, and we want to. What we'll be putting forth is an offer to say, let's now negotiate within a time frame and a dollar amount to get the job done, to put money in people's pockets and on our heroes and crush the virus. Now, if you dissect her comments, not that anyone really wants to dissect anything Nancy Pelosi has to do, is that she says we can get it done in a dollar, within a time frame and a dollar amount. If you understand those words correctly, it sounds like she still will move, which is move, is not only good for cows, it's also good for this channel, because our focus has been on the problem solver bill, that $1.5 trillion bill that we're still behind, that we're still pushing, and we've ultimately said all over the weekend, or I've said, and we've all agreed, is that the final deal will probably and should land somewhere between 1.5 to 2. So she needs to get off of 2.4 and get down to 2, and let's get it done at 2. So if this is really quite true that she's finding a dollar range, then that is a very good omen. Now, the other thing that's very interesting, she talks about a time frame to negotiate. This is what I was going to lead with instead of cow humor. But this is one of the most important things that I want you to understand going into the new day. Steve Mnuchin on Thursday, before the House Banking Committee, was asked what he and Nancy Pelosi have done in recent days. And there were two comments in there. And listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. I have a lot of big stuff coming up, even later in this video, so stay with me. He first said, well, I hope to talk with her soon, negotiate soon. And you hear that comment, you're like, wait, you haven't done anything? When are you gonna get to work? Well, the next sentence, which is in the same conversation, he says, well, I talked to Speaker Pelosi somewhere between, 20 to 35 times in the last 3 days. Wait a second. You just said you're not negotiating, but now you say you talk all the time. It's my belief, but I simply don't know because I'm not there. I'm not in Nancy's room, thank God, that these two people have been talking around the clock. They have been talking around the clock. They don't want to tell you they've been talking around the clock. They're trying to somehow not acknowledge they're actually talking, and they did that with the CR. Suddenly it was done. They never told us they were talking. And for Mnuchin to say that it sounds like he slipped and let it out that they're talking all the time, this is incredibly great news, because are these two people actually secretly negotiating and getting this done unbeknownst to us? That would explain why there's no executive orders from the president, because this is the president's negotiator, Steve Mnuchin, on behalf of the White House. This would suggest why there isn't any rampant concern from the White House about the situation, but because perhaps they're close to a deal. Very, very interesting. It's an entire twist and turn that I could have done this entire video based upon, but I didn't want to. Ultimately, I'm going to let you decide. What do you think is going on? Do you think they've actually been secretly negotiating? As we start the new day, we are focused on the Problem Solvers bill, $1.5 trillion. We're behind the Problem Solvers in a three-pressure push approach. Push one, behind the problem solvers, telling the problem solvers we support you, get the problem solvers bill to a vote. If you're asking, and I haven't made it clear, the problem solvers bill is not introduced yet. It's not up for a vote. It needs to be put to the floor for a vote. It can be introduced to the Senate. It can be introduced to the House. It needs to gain traction. And ultimately, we're getting behind the problem solvers. Hey, get this done. Now, the reason why we're also doing that is because of a few things. One, the problem solvers, the next group in that left hand, the Blue Dog Democrats, and the New Democrat Coalition are all people who wrote that letter to Pelosi saying, don't do another partisan bill, don't do the same bill again, and make sure it's something that can pass. We need them to stay on book, because that was an incredible, strong message that we support. And we don't want them to sort of roll over, as some congressional leaders have done before. They push and then they back off. They push and then they back off. We don't want them to back off. So we're saying, hey, get the $1.5 trillion bill done. Add some stuff to it if you need to add some stuff to it. What's in the bill? The bill has stimulus checks, $1,200 for individuals, $2,400 for married couples. If you're a minor dependent or adult dependent, you would get a stimulus check. It would not be taken out for child support. It would not be taken out for taxes. It would not be taken out for collections. This is all incredibly great news. The two parts that they have to be revised is the amount for the dependent. $1,200 instead of $500. Additionally, let me make it very clear that despite any version of the bill, all dependents, whether on SSDI, SSI, or Social Security, or railroad benefits, would get a check. This is incredibly great news. I know some of you did not get a check the first time around. This is what this channel came to fruition. This is the popularity of this channel, by speaking to so many people that were not having their questions answered. The first time you didn't get a check because they didn't pay adult dependents. This time they are. Incredibly great news. Next, the number of people in the household should be larger. It should be 5 people in the household. So single mom with 4 kids, she would get a $6,000 check. Mom and dad with 3 kids, they get a $6,000 check. All really great news. The other parts of the provision of the bill are rent money, eviction moratorium, a mortgage forbearance, student loan debt repayment frozen. You don't have to do it right now. Money for food. All really great stuff. PPP, EIDL. I believe it needs to be revised for EIDL. It needs to include EIDL grant, not just EIDL loan. And the loan needs to have no cap on it. Enhanced unemployment benefits. Absolutely, categorically incredible. It would have $450 for 8 weeks. And then 5 weeks at $600 approximately. I know there's a more complex calculation. I'll do that in this video. Really, really incredible, great news. The thing that needs to be revised is it's not retroactive. So it needs to be retroactive. So as we start the new morning, that's a bill that anyone should really get behind. It shouldn't be 2.4. Why don't we support 2.4? Because ultimately it's a number that's been rejected. by virtually everyone. Democrats, Republicans, the White House. 2.4 is a dead horse. It's going to be introduced, and it's going to be dead on arrival. So we got a head of message on Friday. It's called In Front of the News Story in the publicity game. When you hear a scandal about to erupt, you get to the press before the scandal erupts, and you say, here, I want to explain to you the situation. It can also be done before someone's about to twist the news the wrong way. So today, Nancy Pelosi will twist the news. She'll introduce a bill, and she'll either play a false positive or a false negative game. She'll say, hey, it's so wonderful, we're ready, we're so excited, and then it passes the House, and then she's like, oh, well, those horrible people won't let the bill go any further, and it died in the House, and how dare them. She may play that game. What we're doing is getting ahead of the ball and saying, reject her bill, reject it. And if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, if you're in the Senate, the House, and you support the bill, we're voting you out. That's the second pressure point over here. Seats for stimulus. If you don't give us the bill, you're out. If you don't give us the problem solvers bill, you're out. Seats for stimulus. We don't want you just writing bills and not getting us money. Who are you? This is not War and Peace. We did not elect you to be War and Peace. We did not elect you to be Agatha Christie. Romance novelist. We didn't hire you to be Jackie Collins to just write a book every day. We hired you to pass laws and to give us money. And if you can't do that, you should be gone. It's as simple as that. Next pressure point finally is the president. It's really unclear what the president's doing. I've been asked that on a daily basis. I don't know. I really don't know. I got to tell you, if there's no stimulus deal before the election, and there's no executive order before the election, the president essentially should be gone. He essentially has done nothing. He has identified the money. The money is his to use. He absolutely categorically has a legal authority to send out stimulus checks. If he doesn't do it, why should anyone vote for him? It's as simple as that. Big news out of London for purposes of hazard pay, and this will impact the United States as well. Uber won a major court victory over the weekend that said Uber can start back to work in London. They were shut down, and this is amid a lot of concerns domestically about people trying to shut down these rideshare businesses. A lot of viewers of this channel are Uber and Lyft drivers. They are hazard pay workers. That's frontline, and now their ability to even work frontline is at jeopardy. I think we've had a chance to get to something done, and we want to do it. This is a decision that is a recognition of Uber's commitment to safety, and we'll continue to work constructively, said Jamie Haywood, Regional Director of Northeast and Eastern Europe. There's nothing more important than the safety of the people who use Uber as we work together and keep London moving. Despite the historical failings, I find Uber now to be fit and proper person to hold a London private hire vehicle operations license, said the court in its ruling obtained by LA minutes ago. Incredibly great news. Let me answer some of your great questions from yesterday. Nancy Edmondson, they need to get it together and pass these checks. So many people are in need. Evictions are starting. Deborah Shearer, please don't vote for any incumbents. They're playing us without not helping us. We need people in Congress. I wanted to make that very clear to you. If you don't like how this week transpires, ultimately, I don't want you to just sort of close the computer, turn off the phone, and not vote. I need you to vote these people out. I gotta tell you, because the stimulus situation is not over. And this is certainly the second stimulus package. You don't think there's going to be a third stimulus package? Oh, there will be. You don't think there's going to be a fourth stimulus package? Oh, there will be. And these people need to be out because they have made a human mess of this. So you absolutely categorically have to vote to ensure that these incumbents are gone. David, they act like it's their money, but it's not. It's our money. Andy, Trump has already admitted he wants to downplay everything. In his eyes, everything is fine. Gerald Thrasher, they just need to pass the bill and stop acting like children from hell because we need it now. George, that's the problem. Only 2% of Congress wants to help American people. The 98% always overrides. Love that comment. Carolyn, I'm praying stimulus reaches everyone soon. It's been a hardship for all Americans. Susie, I have a lizard sitting on my shoulder, likes watching you, and he's mad. Okay, now I've got a lizard. What's the lizard's name, Susie? Marlene. Everyone in office, get with your doing your jobs and done is what I'm talking about. So long to help American people. Hazel, I have an idea for the bill. When there's a pandemic, during the pandemic, there should be less vacations for government officials. I love that. Imagine how many vacations during a pandemic for government officials. Nancy, the only thing is up is their heads. I'm not going to read the rest of the sentence, but you know what you say. Baby J, the whole nation needs to stop buying anything for just 1 week. Just don't purchase anything anywhere. Interesting comment. J.R. Smeets, Trump needs to get his Indiana Jones attitude on and take care of this Temple of Doom stuff. I love that. Carla, is anything really happening? It sounds like all talk. We shall see. Precious Baker, this is all crying shame. Connie, we need to get this done before everyone's credit goes kaput. Tammy, get rid of them all. Alexandria, $1,200 is a joke. Rose, new compound word. Pelosi plus Mnuchin equals pollution. I love that. Lycra, 37 days to vote them all out. Vote them all out. Lori, yeah, we know who's suffering out here, and we're starving. Elizabeth Baker, it's a possibility we won't get any stimulus at all. Kevin Duvall, tell Nancy Pelosi to step down as Speaker of the House. I think I've said that a few times. Roland Bishop, I don't even care about the stimulus anymore. I'm thinking about getting all the names in Congress so I can vote against all of them. Roland, he sent a $200 in a card divided by 6 months. Do the math. I'm looking up Congress to vote them all out. Bye, Congress. Jeff, that's okay for everyone that's in office now. Won't be for long. They'll be gone. If you have questions to today's video, drop them in the comments below. Go to the French channel, subscribe. You see how this community thinks. You see how this community works. The Purple Power community is absolutely incredible. It's a bunch of smart, wonderful, focused, motivated, positive, forward-thinking individuals all trying to get stimulus in the hands of the American people that need it, whether you're a single individual or a married couple or a dependent or a non-dependent, a business owner or just an employee. We're all working and fighting for one another. So go to the French channel, subscribe. The best community out there, despite the strong light that's coming in and washing me out. I'm here despite any and all odds in a day in which it's going to be wonderful. Also like this video because who else has lizards on someone's shoulder tuning in as well. Coming up this afternoon at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time is Afternoons LALATE. As always, stay informed, stay motivated, stay focused, and stay at LA for more.